ladies and gentlemen, video games. Can we play them anymore? Are we too old? Are we too neurodivergent? I don't know. However, our good friend Juniper Dev is gonna tell us why your attention span is ruining gaming. Let's find out if we can save it.
Another year of college is over, guys, so I came home jolly as can be. I waddled over to my bedroom.
Yeah, another year of college, guys.
I booted up a game that I've been waiting forever to play, and I was bored within the first 5 minutes. But this isn't a boring game at all. It's a beloved game. I'm constantly hearing about how fun it is and how beautiful it is. So I can say with full confidence that this is a me problem. This is literally an attention span skill issue. Because well-designed games are not built to cater to a short attention span. They aren't built for constant novelty. They're built to reward curiosity and patience and perseverance. Of course,
I gotta pause it because it's an Evermore stream, and it wouldn't be an Evermore stream without me pausing every fucking minute. So, I do agree. The attention span is I mean, I've had this issue. I'll play a game and my brain will immediately start going. The video game is supposed to distract me, myself, my brain from the real world. But here I have my brain trying to pull me away from the video game, trying to take it away from me, and it wins sometimes. So yeah, please Juniper, teach us how to get my attention span back, please.
There still needs to be reward, and we need to feel incentivized to keep playing, but in a way that complements our psychology.
True.
Not manipulate it. See, a well-designed game is able to build just enough resistance and slow things down enough to keep you curious, but not so much so to where even someone with a healthy attention span would get bored. I think of it as like a friction zone, and removing that friction zone is the objective of literally every other type of media in our lives right now.
True.
We're talking streaming platforms, social media, because the job is simple. Keep you watching. That means—
oh my god, she said it. Chat, YouTube audience, how many things have you seen that have just been trying to keep your attention, to try to keep you locked in, to try to keep you to not leave? That's the main thing that they're trying to do now. They're not trying to reward you for, for engaging. They just want you to stay. They want to get you attracted to it, like bait, like fish to bait. Once you get baited and you're on the hook, they just want to keep you on there forever. Well, not forever, because that's not what the live service games, they will beg to differ, but they want to keep you there for as long as humanly possible, and that's not great. So yeah, we need more games that can keep us there but make us feel good about being there.
Friction is the enemy because it's a risk. It's something that gives you a reason to potentially stop staring at your screen like a monkey. So instead, we're given an infinite scroll. Bright colors, loud hooks, the algorithm rewards things that can entertain you for as long as possible. But games don't care. It's considered good game design when a game doesn't dump you with all the player's abilities at the start. Delayed gratification, right? You have to go and explore. You have to unlock things over time. True. The same goes for well-designed and well-paced
tutorials. I love Cuphead so much. Cuphead keeps me locked in. Cuphead is probably... it's definitely up there for like just one of the best games I played. I could honestly, I'll play it again on stream. It's like a piece of candy versus a full course meal. True. They just want you to get those little pieces of candy every now and then so that you just keep being like, when am I going to get that next piece of candy, bro? Instead of getting a full filet mignon, beef Wellington, risotto, all those things. Nah, I love Cuphead, but I'm bad at it. The amount of content I want to make with you, bro. I would love to play Cuphead with you. I played Cuphead with my boy long ago, back in the dark ages of Corvid, and I liked it. I also tried to play with my wife, and then she crashed out on me, and then she said I'll never play this game again. But it's super hard. It's very valid, but I love it. It's so good. But anyway, let's get back to the video.
Good tutorials don't throw everything immediately in your hands. They slowly and intentionally show instead of tell so that you can go experiment and oftentimes observe and mirror something in your environment. You could also look at the design that goes into level design, or more broadly, level progression. The first world in any Super Mario game is usually pretty easy, but the further you go, the harder it gets and the more rewarding the challenge becomes and the more fun
That's a great gameplay loop.
After a certain point, you're given twists on old mechanics, and you have to combine things in ways that you haven't before. That kind of design requires pacing. And pacing respects the player's ability to learn and grow.
So true.
It doesn't demand your attention because it can't. That would make it an objectively bad game by any design metric. That's what I'm saying makes games so powerful.
You hear that, Ubisoft? It doesn't demand your attention, bitch. Keep that in mind. With your fucking 50 hours worth of looking for random garbage across an empty open world. Sick of that shit. My fault.
Powerful as a medium in today's day and age where attention is everything. That's why I think games are a practice of attention and why they can actually improve your attention span.
Indeed.
Because after 20 minutes of playing Animal Well, I wasn't still playing because my attention was being constantly fought for, but because the experience was genuinely immersive and thought-provoking and brave enough to slow down. Because the modern internet wants you distracted.
Yes.
And tracked.
They want you occupied.
And monetized.
Oh god.
Which is why I'd like to introduce you to my friend here, NordVPN.
Speaking of monetized, can we get a follow to Evermore Radio and a subscribe to my YouTube for more Evermore so that I, myself, can be monetized like the internet wants us to be?
Today's sponsor. Isn't she beautiful?
Hey,
She's actually my virtual bodyguard.
Let's go.
Because what she does is she takes my location and then gaslights my browser into thinking that I'm actually somewhere else in the world. I can choose anywhere in the world, but I'm going to choose
I
Paris,
wish I could
France.
do it again.
Now I can't be tracked. I have an extra layer of protection, and I'm able to access media like shows and movies that aren't available in my home
Let me stop.
NordVPN can also protect you from scams online. It's not just a VPN, okay? She's not like the other girls. She comes with something called Threat Protection Pro. That's going to protect me against malware hosting websites, make sure I don't download anything
Atlas
bad,
is perfect
and periodically
for
check to make sure my private data
true.
isn't just chilling out there in the open online. I'd like to think that I'm smart enough to
Atlas games, in my opinion, are really good for locking in, just like Chad said, because the gameplay loop of Persona going day to day, that day-to-day loop is addictive, dude. You wake up excited for what you're going to do that day. You have usually 2 to 3 things you can do in that day, but you have a lot of options of what you can do. And then when you go to sleep, you're like, can't wait until what I'm going to do tomorrow. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to talk to people. Can't wait to do a dungeon. Can't wait to steal hearts, go to Tartarus, jump in the TV, whatever you do in Persona 1 and 2, any of those things. It's a great loop. And definitely those games that make you want more out of it are the best ways to keep that attention span, because they're not forcing you. That's just how the game goes. It's the anticipation. Plus, love the press turn system is so addictive. Absolutely. And then you have delicious combat on top of it. Delicious. Yum content. Anyway.
NordVPN.com/JuniperDev. So NordVPN will help you stay sane online, and so will puzzle games, which I really want to talk about in regards to attention span. Puzzle games are—
Ooh, okay. This is interesting, because I don't like puzzle games. I say that I don't like them, but I'm also good at them. But they do keep my attention because I'm just trying to figure it out. I do get frustrated after a certain point. I get more frustrated at a good puzzle game than I do at like a FromSoft game, if that makes sense, because it's, I don't know, I feel like if I don't get it after long enough, I feel like I'm stupid and that I don't deserve life or something like that. But let's see what she says.
Are probably one of the most engaging ways to retrain your brain,
Bro,
because they
love a
require
puzzle.
active,
Nice.
conscious thought and stillness. You got to be able to sit and think, because you are thinking critically, you're experimenting, maybe working with other people. And when you solve whatever level or puzzle you're working on, you feel proud at your own
you get locked
focus
in
and effort.
the hype.
You practiced a skill,
The
and
hype
you saw
when you
the fruit
figure it
of
out is
You're
unmatched.
not rewarded for consuming, but for thinking.
Yeah.
For using that little noggin, no matter how small it is. That wouldn't work if you got instant answers.
All right, I want to change my phrase. I don't hate puzzle games. I hate how puzzle games make me feel sometimes. That's a better way to put it.
Literally, puzzle games that are too easy are not fun for anyone.
True.
Except for maybe me, because they make me feel smart. Some of my favorite memories involve playing through co-op puzzle games with friends.
Yes, that's
during
it.
COVID.
When a game wants you to think or
Portal,
feel.
Pico Park,
Chat,
We
she's
Were
got it. She's
Here,
cracked the
Escape
code.
Simulator. Heck, even chess, which I am abominably bad at, but I was initially very bored whenever I'd play it. And not bored in a, oh, chess just isn't really my type of thing way, but in a, oh my goodness, I'm playing this and I can feel my brain physically reaching for stimulation,
instead
even
of
though I'm
mindlessly
objectively
consuming
enjoying what I'm doing.
That's true.
Type of way.
Oh
so
god,
at one
now
point,
her doom
what I did
scrolling
was
for a little
I moved
bit.
the location of the Instagram app on my phone and replaced it with the chess app. So that way, anytime I went on my phone and I was in brain rot autopilot monkey mode, I would accidentally open the chess app
Oh my god.
instead of going to Instagram Reels. And whenever that would happen, I would start a game. So over time, I ended up cutting down on the amount of time I spent on short form media. And I actually really enjoy chess now, and I could literally feel the muscle.
All right, chat. Here's what I'm gonna give. Here's the Evermore advice to how to enjoy a video game. If you have a video game on you, if you're playing like any game, if you're playing the new Elden Ring Night Rain, if you're playing Mario, if you're playing anything, put your phone away, put it somewhere to where you have to get up if you want it. Don't have it within arm's reach, because guaranteed, if you are lacking that dopamine, instead of finding it in the game, you're gonna get it from the phone. The phone is very dangerous, as it is a helpful tool. Giga Brain self hack, absolutely. Also, her strat of changing where her things are, that works really good, because I moved my icons around and I immediately was like, or I'll get my wife's phone and then I'll be like, God, why are there so many icons everywhere? Where's all this stuff at? Where's Twitter? Where's YouTube? You know these things. So that also works. But maybe just like, put your phone away. Put it somewhere. But if you can't do that, that's okay. Do what she did.
Of thought forming as I did this and slowly started realizing my own patterns. I still suck.
If you start getting bored in the game but want to keep playing, charge it up, start a new quest, start fishing. True.
XQC, God bless. But it's
cool.
True. And
do
it
a
goes to
side
kind of show
quest.
that you do sometimes have to take the active initiative in retraining your brain sometimes. And that's why it kind of takes effort, sadly enough, for me and maybe for you too, to play a new game for more than 5 minutes. Because subconsciously, it's a risk. We don't know if we're going to get the same amount of dopamine from this new uncharted territory of a video game than we do from social media. All you know is that in this immediate second, when you pick up this game, you don't feel that.
That's true.
So give up. But if you...
I do have this issue. I have really hard time starting games because I don't know how good the game is going to be. I don't feel like I'm going to waste my time. I'm just like, I guess I'm indifferent from... it's that space game, The Outer Wilds. Oh yeah, I know what The Outer Wilds is. This is every video game analyst on YouTube's favorite video game that I haven't played yet because I'm complete subhuman scum. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about, the attention span ruining gaming. Chat, stay locked into the video. Like, see, you're doing it. You're stimming on the background. Look at the woman. Yeah, side quests or just run around and explore the world to unlock more map. Breath of the Wild. True.
Can troop it out and you can retrain your silly monkey brain, then you will get some of the most rewarding and fulfilling experiences possible. That's the case for most games, puzzle games, like I said, and also narrative games. Just instead of trying to get portals in the right spot or fumbling around getting blocks in the right place, you're piecing together a story, and that requires active attention. You have to read, you have to remember, the bar's on the...
Oh, interactive narratives are the best things to keep me engaged. As long as that story goes, I'm locked in. As long as there's like a mystery, I like the characters, or I just want to see it through, I will play the game until it's done. So that's not a hard time for me. But I know a lot of people, they don't like interactive narrative games because they're not real games. They say in the hardest, I'm doing air quotes, even though I'm a cartoon, they are real games first and foremost. They're like, oh, they're not real games, they're movies. It's like, bro, come on. Anyway, interactive narrative games peak, visual novels peak. I can read all day, and it takes me like 70 to 80 hours to read those visual novels. Agreed. Freak the people that hate interactive narrative games. I love them. Like, who even cares, bro? Rip Telltale games. Rest in peace, Telltale. We're waiting for that Wolf Among Us 2. I've been waiting for 20 years now, and I'll keep waiting.
Floor if it's not clear enough, but you have to care and you have to pay attention to the subtle details, and then behold, you get some of the most emotionally rich and nuanced experience.
Peak mentioned Peak mentioned subscribe immediately. Everybody subscribe to Juniper Dev. She knows it. She gets it. She's a goat. This is one of the best games you will ever play in your fucking life. Not to be aggressive, but look, Disco Elysium. I made a TikTok about one of my favorite games of all time. It is up there. It is so good. And it's literally just a demented man running around trying to solve a mystery. And you read and you do tabletop stuff. It's very good. Disco Elysium is goated. Base chat. If you haven't played Disco Elysium, give it a download. It's probably on sale somewhere. 11 out of 10 P game. You and me both, homie. Telltale, give me Big B. We'll absolutely bring back the wolf.
Experiences that gaming can offer. Think about Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
Which, for the record, I still have not played. Please don't kill me. But I do know a good.
I'm taking my subscription, but no, I'm joking. She needs to play it though. You gotta play it.
Bit about it. There's no combat in this game exactly. There's no flashy sequences of fighting or action. But it's a lot of
just the dialogue.
Put together and creative dialogue.
Yep.
Dialogue that branches in wildly different directions depending on what you remember
it's
and
so
what you
interactive.
actively choose to store in your brain. It's not something that you can just mindlessly scroll through or like half.
Dare I say, are interactive narratives the best genre of games? Oh no.
Pay attention to. And the more you invest your attention, the more it gives back to you and the more fulfilling the experience is. That's
all right,
really what
look, I'm sorry to pause so much. I can prove her point right now. This man, I'm not gonna say his name because that's a spoiler. The protagonist, he has a thought process. There's a mechanic in the game where if he gets a concept and he accepts the concept into himself, you have to choose to accept a thought. If you choose to accept a thought, he will think about the thought in game, like in the in-game time. So for example, if you see a homosexual person and you talk to him and he's like, this gay guy is very strange. I'm also strange. Could I also be gay? He'll say to himself. And then his partner will be like, bro, you're not gay. And he'll be like, how the fuck do you know that? And he'll be like, because I'm gay and you're not gay. But he'll think about him potentially being gay all fucking day in game for 12 hours. And then you'll get conversations and dialogues about him putting himself on the LGBT spectrum. It's hilarious. It's such a good game. You don't get that in stuff, but you do get it in Disco Elysium. The Disco Elysium sponsor is over.
This all so far boils down to focus. Games demand focus in a way that is so beautifully different from everything else in our lives. Because you're not just watching something happen, you're actively responding to an environment. You're interacting with a system. You're learning from your mistakes. You're immersing yourself in a world that you chose to put yourself in. You didn't just happen to passively scroll upon it. You're anticipating, you're growing, you're learning.
That's true, you're invested.
Are holding the steering wheel.
It's not,
and then eventually,
it's not just happening to you. You're a part of it. Oh god.
And that's important. That's big.
God.
Generally, good narrative games or puzzle games,
it makes
or
me
anything,
depressed.
they reach a concrete ending because their goal is not to keep you there playing for as long as possible.
True.
They give you an emotionally resonant moment. They give you something to think about that probably changes the way you see something in the world. And they let you appreciate that, and they send you on your way.
Go.
It's so easy with everything else to just like.
When they let you go, it's like the hardest thing though, because you're not ready to be let go. It's like when you leave your parents' house to go be in the real world. It's like you have to leave it, but you don't feel like you're ready. It gives you like this post-game depression when you're done with the game, especially when the game sits with you and gives you the food for thought at the end. It makes you what's the thing that my goat says ruining the video. Yeah, so this horse at the beach that goes, man, this is how you are. This is how you are when a game sticks with you and leaves you when the credits roll. That's how you know that you have been fully invested and you've fully been experienced what that game is. And that's what you need to keep you off your phone and keep you on the game. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Back to the video. My fault. My bad.
Check out. It's so easy to scroll endlessly through social media, genuinely forever. It's so easy to keep swiping and somehow watch the entirety of Game of Thrones on YouTube.
What am I without you? Exactly.
games don't let you do that.
That's
They
true.
might pull you in with, you know, some pretty graphics, something engaging, something attention-grabbing, but the rest depends on your conscious active presence. Look at older games where the whole game is active gameplay, and you have to be focused the whole time to win. How something like Celeste builds up your tolerance for failure. How something like Animal Crossing teaches you how to show up consistently, how to slow down and notice small things. Games create space where attention feels natural again for so many people. They hand you systems and feedback loops and beautiful moments that you want to engage with. And in doing that, they have the ability to retrain your attention span. It still takes me a little longer than I'd care to admit to not become immediately bored 3 minutes into playing a new game, but I've started to see that feeling as a symptom rather than me or the game failing. It's me slowly detaching from the constant drip of stimulation that I've been spoon-fed for years. I don't think everyone sees video games this way, which is sad, but
no.
I get it. I have scrolled TikTok. I have seen those mobile game ads.
Not the
I have seen the people who are hired to promote these games fighting for their life to make it sound even remotely.
This game is so good, guys. I play this game every night before I go to sleep. You should get this game with code insert generic sponsor. I've seen it. I've seen it so much, and it's always this stupid fucking game where you're a soldier and you go through a little barrier and then you get more or less. Like, bruh, come on.
Interesting.
All right, I'm multiplying, which is great because I need to kill all these little red men, and there's more.
Is that Homelander? What the? Look what they did to my boy. Look what they've done to him.
More of me to do it. Scoring points. Now there's a lot more of me, which is better to shoot all these tires. It's great.
Frankly, I never knew it was possible to reskin the exact same endless runner game so many different ways. It's amazing. Because these mobile games abandon objectively good and well-respected design practices in favor of catering to an attention span.
Don't let the mobile slop win, guys. Don't let it win. Don't let them trick you.
Which games are not meant to cater towards. What you get is not a game. It's a product. At this point, your audience isn't even gamers because what you're making isn't optimized for depth, but for attention. And the metric for good games isn't attention, it's retention. There's a difference. These mobile games don't care if you enjoy your experience, really. They care that you opened the app, you watched an ad, maybe spent $5
They want you to touch it, that's what matters.
And unfortunately, the bad eggs here really do infect society's whole notion of what gaming is. The most loud, the most visible and advertised examples of mobile games, which is also...
Do y'all remember this really bad ad? I was seeing it like last year, 2 years ago. Basically, it would be like this random bald man, and then there'd be like a hot girl. And there'd be like this weird sexual scenario, and then he like pick up the girl, then there'd be a whole bunch of fucking zombies or some shit like that. And that's what they're talking about, that retention. The infection of gacha games, that's a whole different story. And if I talk about that, it would gather the ire of an entire side of YouTube that I never want to deal with. So we're just not going to talk about it.
The biggest market for gaming globally, by the way, are these products, not even games, they're products. It's sad, but it's completely logical why so many people have a misunderstanding of what gaming is and what it's becoming.
Absolutely.
The entire term mobile gaming has been completely hijacked by these brain rot mobile games.
Yes.
It used to mean, oh, portable gaming.
That
was
was mobile.
Cool. Look at how we can condense the artistry and entertainment of games in such an accessible format. But now
it's fucking trash.
Now we get this. Whatever this is. But anyway, I'm not just worried because I think these games are infecting the societal view of gaming, but because I think they're setting a very dangerous trend for gaming. Right now, games are so great because they're not trying to satisfy your goldfish attention span. That's been like the whole point of the video, right? They're built in so many ways that do not cater to that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they start to. My fear is that they'll start to design for the distracted player.
No.
Look at like auto combat systems in RPGs, for example.
God.
Instead of playing through a fight, you can click a button and then the system will do it for you and do the gameplay.
I hate
so it
it
kind of becomes a battle of stats and numbers rather than interaction and player choice. Systems like that aren't inherently bad, and I can't say that I know a ton about them, but they do ultimately distance games from what they are and what makes them unique as a medium, which is all about choice and thought and power and focus. So it is kind of sad. to see this, but I don't think we're screwed by any means. I've been a little bit pessimistic, but I don't think that the future of gaming is just gonna crash and burn. We still have a plethora of amazing, soul-filled games out there, and more that are being developed every day, that are gonna keep our monkey brains chugging along for at least a little bit longer. And your girl will finish Animal well, okay? Mark my words. That's all that I have to talk about today. It's a bit more serious, and I kind of locked in a little more than I usually do on these videos. But regardless, absolutely, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want. All right, that was the video. Was Juniper right? Can your attention span? Juniper was right. I will say that. Your brain can be saved. Like I said, just put the phone down, put the game on, and just enjoy it. Just kind of live in it, you know? And if you gotta trick yourself, that's what happens. Also, make sure to give Juniper Dev a like and a subscribe. But that's the video, and thank you for watching. I have been Evermore, and if you don't know, now you know.